Last time on Entertaining People, we were planning our party. Today, join us as we bring our guests in and the party begins. I'm Porter William, and I've been entertaining, event planning, and cooking for over 25 years. Finally, I get to share my secrets with you. No matter if you have a one-room apartment or a grand scale estate, we'll learn how to entertain from San Francisco to the beaches of Spain, from menu planning to tablescapes. I'll teach you how to entertain from the heart. From a memory, make a memory. Join me as we entertain the world one table at a time, next on Entertaining People. So today we're having a chicken apple smoked sausage. So it's a poultry. If I have anybody who doesn't eat pork, it's not a problem. And it's got a nice morning flavor to it. And we're just gonna take these and put them on our grill. I like to put them on evenly on my grill because that way I know what's cooked when, and I can, with my handy tongs, be very careful with that. That's just perfect. Those are all on there. It'll probably take about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. These sausages are already fully cooked, so we're really looking just to give them some beautiful grill marks on the outside and to heat them through and through. Put some red peppers on those, and one of the rolls that we had for our Tahoe brunch and our pan perdu, save a roll aside, save a sausage, and eat this at about 4 o'clock later in the day. It's a great way to have a snack from the morning before. Well, you can see how golden brown and beautiful these chicken apple sausages are. My last two turning over. They are set to go. That's my last side on there. So I'm just gonna keep a cookie sheet handy. These are a little too hot, watch your hands. Pull those off the grill. Ah, these look great. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm actually gonna cut these and get ready to present them. So I'm just gonna transfer them to my chopping block. They're cooling while we're doing it. Very simply, again, on that same angle that we had our French toast, just for a little bit of drama. Just hold each one of those and give them a cut right through on a nice long diagonal angle. This is what it looks like, a chicken apple sausage which has been grilled and ready to go to service. Well, it smells like my friend's kitchen smelled 20 years ago, the first time I had this Tahoe brunch, and I think it's just about ready. So let's go take a look and see what we have. Ah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Watch your hands, always hot, but that is our beautiful, beautiful savory egg souffle Tahoe brunch. And I just want to show you that that last splash of cheese has caramelized and brown right on the top. When I say golden brown, this is what I need you to look for right here. Also, texture about being done. See that? It's firm and it's solid in the middle. That means it's safe to eat, it's cooked through and through, and it's gonna be perfect. Again, I'm making it simple on Entertaining People, so I'm gonna just put this on my buffet line with everything else, and I'll be right back. Well, I said it's a beautiful morning in San Francisco, and I'm a believer when it comes to brunch to having something ready right away when the guests walk in. And we've got this really simple, fresh, that says breakfast and lunch option, and it's gonna be handed to them when they have their champagne cocktail. And it's simply a beautifully boiled chilled shrimp and honeydew kebab drizzled with some fantastic mesquite honey. I went to school in Tucson, Arizona, and you've probably heard me refer to my good friends, Bill and Jeanette. Jeanette was the best brunch maker in the world. She had so much passion in that kitchen, and she always taught me about great flavors and how to make them combine. But when I have the memory of the desert, and you know, I cook from my memory, I always remember the smell of mesquite and mesquite honey. And nowadays, you can have fantastic honeys, lavender, mesquite, clover, anything. And the smell of this, I think, is going to be a perfect combination. If you've ever been to the high desert in the Sonora Desert in Arizona, the smell of the mesquite is amazing after a rain. And this honey has that exact same scent. So every time I smell this and eat it, it really brings me back to a wonderful place and time in my life. It takes me back to nature, and it takes me back to the love at Jeanette's house and the full-bodied flavor of this honey. This is so simple. The skewers that you can get anywhere are these, and these are the bamboo skewers that every major chain grocery store carries right by the section where they have the spatulas and the spoon. These are simple bamboo skewers. Now, if we were cooking these, we'd want to soak these in water first so that when they hit the grill, the wood doesn't burn. So the first thing we do is we get ready to cut up our melon. And I'm going to take the seeds right out of the middle with a spoon, take our beautiful, beautiful melon. You know, with being able to import produce from many countries, it's often easy to get fantastic fresh melons year-round. If not, you may want to substitute a cantaloupe, pineapple for this, whatever you'd like, but wow, that's honeydew. Oh, it's so fresh. Look at that. Can you see that color in there? That's what I want my guests to see and smell right when we get this in their hand. So that's it. We just clean that out. We'll set it aside. And we'll put our honeydew on our chopping block. We always want to take the rind off it. And usually what I like to do is just go right in the haft to begin with. And then just simply take that and roll your knife right around the bottom. You may get it all in one try. You may not. It's not a problem. It's just about friends. It's Sunday morning and we want to make it nice and simple. Okay, so there's a little bit left. Rind has to be all the way off. It's a bitter flavor that was there to protect all the goodness inside. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 1 slice, 2, 3, and 4. That's simple. Anybody can do that. Grab your kebab and always put the biggest piece on the bottom because when they hold up their kebab, you don't want it falling down, okay? So it's kind of the foundation, if you will. We're going to build this up. This is the fun part. I always love that. So, a honeydew, a kebab. These are very light, not heavy bites. And we're going to do just 2 on each one. Remember that this is just something to hand to them with their glass of champagne or their eye opener as they come in. Pull that right up to the top so that looks beautiful. And these go so fast, you know, you can just put them together. Easy to do these the night before. If you want to hold them in the fridge, make sure you drizzle some fresh lemon juice over the melon so that it doesn't turn on you overnight. We'll probably plan on 2 per person, but that's about it. 1 more, and I think that'll be enough to get us started. I'll finish these up. Right now, I'm just gonna get ready to bring out our last treat for our brunch. Just to introduce some starch, I prepared a simple bowl of store-bought croissants and some beautiful pecan cinnamon rolls. My guests can choose them if they like, so we'll have that out. And the last thing that we'll do, we'll come back to our shrimp and our honeydew, and we'll drizzle with our mesquite honey right over the top of those. And where our breads were in our refrigerator, this will now take the place, so we have plenty of room, and we'll be ready for our guests to arrive any moment. Well, I'm just cutting the lemon for our dessert. That's right, brunch has a dessert actually, and these are fresh and beautiful, and they're gonna be the perfect topper to our slushy dessert that comes from the American Deep South. This is from well, we call her Nana and Pappy actually, who are from Kentucky, and this is a Kentucky bourbon Maker's Mark slush that I believe was her grandmother's recipe. It's been passed around between us I don't know how many times, and I think it's been changed just as many, but if you understand the basics about simple entertaining, you'll understand how to do this. And the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna make a simple syrup. All that is sugar and water together, and we're gonna dissolve it on the stove. So I'm gonna put my 2 cups of sugar into my pan, and I'm gonna put 4 cups of water. That ought to do it actually. Just a pinch of salt that's gonna go in there. Now, here comes the fun. I know it seems a little odd first thing in the morning, but if you think about it, your guests have probably been eating for at least an hour or more. At this point, they've had sweet flavors, savory flavors, and that is true bourbon. And then we're gonna go with a full cup of Kentucky bourbon. Right, Pappy? I know you're watching. And Nana, you're gonna love this. We're gonna put that right in there. And those lemons, just a quick hash, squeeze. Roll that down, keep those seeds out. Throw it right in, and one more. And again, freshly squeezed lemon. Pop the seeds out, take it to the stove. All I'm going to do is put this over here until it reduces and dissolves, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes off. Wow, you can definitely smell that Kentucky bourbon in this Maker's Mark slush. There's our simple syrup, our lemons, and our bourbon. That's all there is to it. And here's a clean cookie sheet right in front of me. I'm simply gonna dump it out. Right there. Everything is dissolved. So simple. About 3 minutes on the stove. We're gonna fill that just about, look at that, that was perfect. Perfect, right at the end. And set that down. Now this is the hardest part of the recipe. You actually have to carry this cookie sheet filled with liquid to your freezer. So be careful when you're doing it. We're gonna pop this in the freezer until it absolutely becomes slushy and ices over. And about every 2 or 3 hours, you're just gonna take a dinner fork and break up that ice. Little by little, bit by bit. And after the 3rd or 4th time that you do that, you're gonna have this gorgeous slush that we're gonna serve in a beautiful bowl with a sprig of mint. So as they say, brunch is served. I'm Porter William, and we're back with entertaining people, and I am absolutely set. I'm putting on the finishing touches for my guests to arrive for brunch. It's a beautiful weekend here in San Francisco, and whether it's a Saturday or a Sunday, take the time and cook a great meal right in the middle of the day for your friends. They're really gonna love it. We have all of our drinks all ready. We're gonna have our wonderful pear bellinis with those sparkling white wine from California, and we're also going to have wonderful vodka Ramos fizzes, which is orange juice and half and ice, and it's just really refreshing. And of course, we did see our wonderful honeydew and shrimp with mesquite honey over the top. Lovely kebabs. And the last thing that you didn't see come out, of course, is our wonderful pesto tomatoes, which again, I'm just going to put into my matching chafing dish. We're making it very simple. Those look great. I'll add just a few fresh herbs right on the corner so it looks wonderful in the pan. Cover that, and I'm ready to take it to our buffet line. First of all, I want to go ahead and light my canned fuel. There we go. Take caution, and what you'll do with the chafing dish, there's water in here, it's like a double boiler. You'll just simply put the heat control cover on and slide it below. We want it on full flame right now, and I'd like to show you what we actually have prepared. So you just saw our wonderful pesto roasted tomatoes. Those are great. First thing that they're gonna see on their plate. Next, we have our applewood smoked sausages. Those are looking wonderful, and you see how everything is staying heated. The work is over, and for the sausages, always a fork. And of course, our pain perdu, our French toast. I haven't made the macadamia nut sauce yet, but I'm gonna do that with a friend of mine, and she doesn't know. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We've got our rum syrup and our powdered sugar ready to go. Here, of course, is our Tahoe brunch. Wonderful, lovely, with a big spoon. I want my guests to just dig in and fill their plates with that. And the last thing on our buffet line is just a simple selection of the breads that are all store-bought and easy for anybody to grab at their local grocer. Put them in a platter, and they're absolutely gonna be fantastic. So I'm all set to go. The food's set, the drinks are set, and I'm sure my guests are gonna be here shortly. I hear the doorbell now. Oh. Hey, it's brunch time.
How are you?
My friends are here, actually. Some of you may or may not have met Shosh before. We love my Shosh, absolutely good. And Sherry's here again. Hey, Sher, how you doing? Tim, this is a great purveyor. This is the guy I get all my great produce from. He's really dynamite. And of course, my good friend Jim over here. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna start you off with, we have a beautiful shrimp and melon, which I know some people don't eat shellfish, so I always have to ask, is there anybody here who doesn't eat shellfish?
That would be me.
That would be you. Okay, well, Shosh, well, you'll just watch
that.
and you'll enjoy it. I should have made one with just honeydew, so next time remember to do that at your house, all right? Anyways, this has mesquite honey on it. They're absolutely lovely. Help yourself, everyone. Grab one, and your choice is a Ramos fizz, and I'm also making a fantastic pear bellini today. So it's be a lovely champagne, a Gloria Ferrar. And it's just a little bit of pear nectar in the bottom of that glass. And some of this fantastic new pear vodka. Just to kick it up, we're gonna finish that off with our champagne. We just popped the bubbles. Did you hear it go off?
Yes, we did.
We lost the whole
coming
thing.
Up the stairs.
Wonderful. I think this is going to be an absolutely great. The secret is, of course, always put your finger in it, and it's never a good glass of champagne unless it overflows. So there's never a worry about that. And the last thing I want to put on this is just a sprig of lemon, a little twist. Wipe that glass, and who would like the first taste? Josh, let's go with that. Good. And for the Ramos Fizz, let me show you how to do this very quickly. You need a good blender that can absolutely grind up the ice. We're going to just fill it with a little bit more ice. You want that blender almost completely full. Some people have them with gin, but I like them with vodka. So we're going to go just about 1/3 full of vodka. Remember, this is going to serve several people, so we're making an entire blender full. And the next thing is frozen orange juice concentrate. And this is a secret. If you use liquid orange juice in here, it's gonna completely be smooth and watery, and you want this almost to be like a milkshake. So you just take a good old heaping, look at that great color, huh? Spoonful of that concentrated orange juice that you can find in any freezer anywhere. And then our last thing is a dash of half and half. Double protection on the lid right here. And every good drink has a good nose before. So we'll just grind that up. Off it comes, and a lovely Ramos Fizz. See, that's the consistency, just some tiny chips of ice that you're looking for. You know, this really is a great way to start off anybody. And of course, we have our garnishes right here, going from there, and a sprig of mint. And we're gonna add a little sunshine with that swizzle stick right there. So who would like the first Ramos? Sherry, I'll know, she'll try that. Good. Anyway, so something for everyone. Let's get another Bellini. Wonderful. And a little pear. There we go. Jim, you enjoying those? And I'm up for a Ramos. Tim, how about a Ramos for you? A pear Bellini that we have going just to start the morning off. Ramos, Bellini, 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 Ramos, Ramos, Bellini. How do you do that? Can you do it backwards? Bellini, Ramos, Ramos, Bellini. Hey, we lucked out because it's the same both ways. All right, so, cheers. Hey, welcome to brunch. Wow, that is perfect to start the morning off. What we're gonna do now is the macadamia nut caramel that's going to go on top of our pan perdu, our French toast, our gingered French toast. And so I have in my skillet right here these beautiful, beautiful macadamia nuts. Feel those. Aren't those great? Oh, those are good. Nice. You look great. Those are good.
Love.
I want to taste them raw. I want you to taste them raw because then when you have them on your plate, you'll taste them cooked. And the difference, those are really good. And certainly you need a sip after that. Josh, a cup of sugar in there, please. We're making a simple caramel. It's sugar, heated sugar. It starts off light and it ends up dark. That's good.
That would be cool.
We're gonna put it right over there. We're gonna come over to the stove, reach over here, grab ourselves a wooden spoon, and we're just gonna mix this in. So we're gonna wait till the sugar dissolves. I'm on a pretty high heat to start. I'm a little bit more familiar with this under my hand than a lot of you folks, so I always recommend that you start off lower and bring up the heat. What we're going to be doing here is simply dissolving the sugar against raw heat, and it's the basis of any caramel. A light caramel, you leave it on for just a few moments. A dark caramel, you leave it on longer, right? So I'm just back to check on my caramelized macadamia nuts, and it looks like they're just coming along. I'm going to add just a tablespoon or two, maybe not even that much, of water. You don't want burnt sugar on the bottom of that pan. So control the heat, and Shosh, come over here and take a look at this. Okay, so now that's coming together beautifully. See how syrupy that is? Now we can bring some heat back on there, and there is that beautiful, see those brown toasted nuts? That is what we're after.
For like caramelization?
Yeah, this is gonna go on top of our French toast just to add a little, we got rum in the syrup, so this on top of that should be just perfect. So let's go back to our slush. You saw how we had it on our cookie tray, and now it's come out of the freezer, and we have just this lovely, lovely, chunky slush of Maker's Mark. And I've got this great little glass here. My parents used to drink out of these glasses when we were kids. Do you remember the glasses that were always on the table that you were never allowed to touch?
Yes,
okay,
no touch.
well, I got them. And my mother said, I don't want those. After 25 or 30 years, she didn't want those anymore. So they're in my house. And this is a pretty strong dessert, if you will, a dessert slushy, right? For shashi, that's right. And it's as simple as just filling that beautiful little vessel with that gorgeous, gorgeous Kentucky bourbon slush. And then it would never really be right without just a dab right on top. That's all it takes. And there you have it, our Kentucky bourbon Maker's Mark slush. We've got to go.
And that looks delicious.
Okay, let's go. As the host, you're always last to the table. Let me show you a little bit of what we have going on. How is everything, you guys? So our ginger pan perdue, we have our Tahoe brunch, we have our sausages, we have our tomatoes, we have everything you could ever want. And I decided to get everybody in the mood for spring, to send them home with their own watering can, a couple fresh flowers so that they can grow something and cook something and have fun in their own home, which is really what this is all about. Another great time with you all, another great day cooking for you, and absolutely one of the best days of entertaining people ever. From San Francisco, I'm Porter William, and I want you coming back real soon. So here's a Ramos Fizz, and here's cheers to brunch, entertaining people.